Well, hello again, fantasy lovers. This is the drunken fantasy nerd, I guess. Cheers. So, last video I was talking about your Abercrombie. This has a reason. It's because I thought I just would go through my bookshelves, my library in alphabetical order. So, and if you have seen the last video, it was a very bad review. This one is also going to be really bad, actually. The last one with Abercrombie, I couldn't remember actually the storyline. I have had a big idea, I guess, about it. But this one, my next review, or my next comment on the book, fantasy book, is one I have read actually a lot of times. So this one I haven't got any problem remembering, but it's like a book you can't summarize very easily, according to me at least. This is oops. Okay. You see this one? Yeah, that's the one. And as I mentioned before, I'm a Swede, so most of the time I read in Swedish, and I read in Swedish. And what you saw was Douglas Adams' Omnibus, I think you call it in English, yeah. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in English. So it's like can't remember how many books. Was it 4? Maybe 5? 4? Can't remember. But you know, Douglas Adams, he put out like 4 or 5 books, let's say, about this hitchhiker in the galaxy. Yeah. And I got the collection of them. I have, I think I read them in Swedish in the beginning. They were, 4 or 5 books, 4 or 5 novels. But then they were so popular, so they put them together in a big, like omnibus stuff. And that is the one I have now. So it's like all the books together. It's like maybe, I can't remember, 1,000 pages maybe. So this one I remember, but I can't quite explain it. I can't quite explain the storyline because the storyline is kind of broken up. Also because of it was like 4 or 5 books, novels in the beginning, and they all had the same. Well, maybe not. Yeah, they had the same characters, not the same, all the same characters, but some of the characters were the same. And the problem with describing this one, or describe not describing, but describing the storyline, is that it's jumping in time so much that it's hard to start somewhere. But what you want to know is like this. It's one of the best satires of not today's society, but maybe like the society like 20 years ago, I think. It's a satire, but it's also like adventure story. So you get laughs from commentating on. He's actually not commentating on the society, but you can read into it. You can feel it. You can understand it, if you know what I mean. And the beginning is in the first book is fucking classic. I guess you have read it on a lot of pages on the internet with the with the time watch and all that stuff. It's it's one of the smartest or most witty beginnings of a book I have ever read, and I have read a lot of and you can actually read it like science fiction, like a fun science fiction books, but you can also read it like a very in-depth commentary on the shortcomings of the society in like 1990s, or in the world, if you give it that. And the first time I read it, I laughed out loud several. Say that this book with these 4 books in this omnibus is maybe 1,000 pages. By the way, it's maybe like 1,000 pages. I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. The craziness going on in this book, the oh my god, the ideas he presents, so crazy and so wonderful and so out of this world, but still in this world, because that is the thing with it. You can always relate. Okay, so like the basic story is like this. Earthling is switched away from Earth into space, where there is a lot of aliens, alien worlds, alien cultures, alien everything, and he meets these cultures and everything with the human perspective, I guess, and the cultural clash, it explodes. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, this might be. I wouldn't. Like this. it's for sure it's a science fiction book, but it's all much more commentary on the modern world. So in that sense, it's the best commentary on the modern world I have ever read. It's not the best sci-fi I have read, but the sci-fi is good. It's these ideas with the ships and everything is fantastic. But the thing with it is just how it commentates on, you know, our life, I guess. Now it's been a while since I read it last, but I read it like, my God, I read it like 5, 6, 7 times in the beginning. When I found it, I thought it was, you know, the best I read ever. Read it over and over, and it was very good. But now I haven't read it in a while, maybe like 5 years. So I don't know how it stands up through time, I guess you call it, yeah. Right. Cheers. But still, there are some seriously epic moments in this book. I mean, so epic that they are like cultural groundstones nowadays, I guess. Like, no, maybe not like, just for me, maybe, you know, when you talk about a dry gin and tonic, they have a like a whole chapter about gin and tonics and the applications in the universe with gin and tonic, and they have you know, have you ever heard about 42? You know, the answer to everything. It's from this book, and the explanation is fucking awesome. And also, in one of the books, I can't remember which one, you get to see the last message from God, and it's spectacular, I have to say. So, okay, like this, it's a crazy science fiction book, which makes fun of a lot of human nature, human behavior, but also in its own right, it is a science fiction book, I would say. So you have all the drama, you have all the suspense and the excitement, but you have also like the commentary on the world, at least in the 90s. So a super big what do you call it? My English went out the window. Yeah, a super big recommend. Love this book. This book, what do you call it? I don't know. It's fucking fantastic. Okay, that's all for now. Cheers.